What's up, comrades? History buffs and revolution enthusiasts. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the life and legacy of Che Guevara, the iconic rebel whose beard practically launched a fashion movement. But was Che a freedom-fighting hero or a ruthless revolutionary? Buckle up, because this ain't your dusty old textbook. Born Ernesto Guevara de la Serna in 1928 in Rosario, Argentina, Che wasn't always a firebrand revolutionary. This young man was actually a curious and intelligent medical student with a serious case of wanderlust. In 1951, after graduating from medical school, Che set out on a life-changing adventure. Armed with a beat-up Norton motorcycle nicknamed La Poderosa, the Mighty One, and a thirst for adventure, he embarked on an epic journey across South America with his friend Alberto Granado. Their travels took them through Argentina, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, and finally, all the way to Miami, Florida. These weren't just pleasure cruises. Che and Alberto witnessed firsthand the vast social and economic inequalities plaguing the region. They saw the immense wealth concentrated in the hands of a privileged few, while the majority of the population lived in poverty and despair. They encountered the harsh realities of colonialism and American imperialism, where U.S. corporations exploited local resources and propped up repressive governments. This harsh reality had a profound impact on Che, shattering his naive idealism and radicalizing his worldview.
Toi, ici à côté. Toi, toi, toi. Et celui qui est derrière toi là, toi aussi. Maniez-vous là, montez dans le camion. Les autres là, vous pouvez rentrer chez vous, allez, plus vite que ça là. Montez dans le camion, dépêchez-vous. Allez, on embarque. Le premier camion est plein. Eh, vous deux, qu'est-ce que vous faites là?
On regarde, c'est pas défendu.
Vous regardez quoi, imbécile? C'est pas une attraction touristique, foutez le camp.
Vous voyez pas que ces gens ont soif? Putain, vous pourriez au moins leur donner à boire, non?
Ferait mieux de te barrer, ou la sécurité te mettra derrière les barreaux.
He started devouring works by socialist thinkers like Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, and became convinced that a revolutionary change was needed to create a more just and equitable society. Fast forward to Guatemala, 1954. Che, now a qualified doctor, is working in a remote village when fate intervenes. There, he crosses paths with Fidel Castro, a charismatic young lawyer leading a rebellion against the Guatemalan dictator, Jacobo Arbenz Guzman. Castro's vision of a free and democratic Guatemala resonated with Che's own burgeoning revolutionary ideals. Although the Guatemalan rebellion ultimately failed due to U.S. intervention, the experience further solidified Che's commitment to armed revolution as a means to overthrow oppressive regimes. After Guatemala, Che found himself in Mexico in 1955. There, he reconnected with Fidel Castro, who was planning a revolutionary uprising in Cuba to overthrow the U.S.-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista. Che, inspired by Castro's vision for a free Cuba, readily joined the movement. They assembled a ragtag group of revolutionaries known as the 26th of July movement and honed their skills in guerrilla warfare tactics. Che, a brilliant strategist and a born leader, quickly rose through the ranks. In December 1956, Che along with Fidel Castro and 80 other rebels landed on the Cuban coast in a small yacht named Granma. launching their revolutionary campaign. After a grueling 2-year guerrilla war, the rebels finally succeeded in overthrowing Batista's regime in 1959. Che, a key military leader in the revolution, became a national hero in Cuba. He threw himself into building a new socialist society in Cuba. He served in various government positions, including Minister of Industry and President of the National Bank. He also championed social reforms like improved health care and education for all Cubans. But Che was also a staunch anti-imperialist. He delivered a fiery speech at the United Nations in 1964, condemning American intervention in Latin America and calling for socialist revolution throughout the region.
Señor Presidente, señores delegados, mucho se ha avanzado en el mundo en este campo, pero el imperialismo norteamericano sobre todo.
His image as a revolutionary icon began to solidify. His photo, with the iconic beret and determined stare, was plastered on walls and t-shirts worldwide. However, Che became disillusioned with the slow pace of change in Cuba. He also believed that the revolution should be exported to other countries struggling against U.S. domination. This ideological difference caused friction between him and Fidel Castro. In 1965, defying Castro's wishes, Che embarked on a daring mission to ignite a revolution in Bolivia. He believed that a successful uprising there would spark a domino effect, leading to the overthrow of U.S.-backed governments across Latin America. However, this time, Che's gamble failed tragically. The Bolivian terrain proved treacherous, with dense jungles and harsh weather conditions. Local support for the revolution was weak, and the CIA was actively working behind the scenes to thwart the insurgency. Che's forces were quickly isolated and surrounded. After months of fighting, he was captured by the Bolivian army in 1967. In a ruthless act, Che was executed by Bolivian authorities shortly after his capture. His death sent shockwaves through the world and solidified his status as a martyr for the revolutionary cause. Che Guevara's legacy is as complex as the man himself. For many, he is a symbol of rebellion, a champion of the oppressed, and a pop culture icon whose image continues to inspire movements for social justice. But let's not sugarcoat history. Che's methods were often brutal, and the socialist policies implemented in Cuba after the revolution had mixed results. There were significant improvements in education and healthcare, but also economic hardships and restrictions on individual freedoms.
Let me be specific. Your newspapers, radio, television, motion pictures are under state control. No dissent or opposition is allowed in the public media.
We do not have your same conceptions. Our concept of freedom of the press is not yours. And I say this very honestly. I have nothing to hide. If you ask us if a paper could appear here against socialism, I could say honestly, no, it cannot appear. Okay. In that sense, we do not have the freedom of the press that you possess in the U.S.
He remains a controversial figure. Some see him as a ruthless ideologue, while others view him as a flawed but passionate idealist who fought for a better world. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide where Che Guevara falls on the spectrum of history. So, what do you think about Che Guevara? Was he a revolutionary hero or a flawed idealist? Let us know in the comments below and share your thoughts on this complex historical figure. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations of history's most fascinating and sometimes controversial figures. Until next time.
Hasta la victoria siempre.